Hey everybody, this is your friendly neighborhood elder, Alfonso Lewis, coming at you today. And you guys know I love to say, I hope that you are already having an amazing day on purpose. I want to use this time in this space today to hopefully encourage somebody who looks in the mirror and don't like what you see or who you see looking back at you. In the Bible, in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 11, God asks Adam the question, who told you that you were naked? The question was coming from this perspective. Who told you that you were not good enough? I'm coming at you from this perspective. Who told you that you're not good enough as you are? I was watching something the other day, and now people are actually having cornea transplants. They don't like their eyes being the brown that God made it or whatever color it is that God made it. Now they're getting their corneas transplanted to look like somebody else. This is on top of the BBLs, the breast lifts, and everything else. Some of us have erroneously believed this lie, pushed, perpetuated by society, that as we are not good enough. Let me tell you something about your friendly neighborhood therapist, your friendly neighborhood elder. When I was a young man, we were teased so much. I was called Black Spook and Midnight so many times that I thought that it was my name. I was talked about my gums being dark and everything else. And as a child, I literally believed that there was an assembly line in heaven, that God made people, and that he painted me dark skinned because he did not like me. I was so despondent as a child. I would look up and hear about this loving God and wonder, why did you make me this way? As a kid, I wanted to have lighter gums and to be lighter and not be impoverished. It wasn't until I got older that the Lord asked me the same question. He asked Adam, who told you that you were not good enough as you are? I'm asking you today, who told you that you're not good enough as you are? We hear people telling us that women, that your behinds are too flat, you need to get a BBL. If you're over a certain age and your boobs don't sit up like they used to, you need to get a lift and a tuck and a nip and everything else. Who told you that you were not good enough? The same people who tell you that you're not good enough, they don't like themselves. They are not familiar with the fact that God made you in his image. Stop trying to change yourself in order to please somebody else. Stop telling yourself that you're not good enough as you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. As you are right. You are right as you are. So many folk come to see me because they don't like themselves, not organically, but because somebody told them that as you are currently constructed, you're not good enough. You're not acceptable. We believe it. We carve up our bodies. We change our mindset to stop loving who we are, to try to reflect somebody that somebody else has told us would be more acceptable in society. The house that you live in, it ain't big enough. The job that you have, it don't pay you enough. The man that you're with, he ain't good enough. The woman that you're with, you can do better. So many of us try so hard to change who we are that we get lost when we get there. Let me explain something to you. It does not matter how much you change yourself. For some folk, you'll never be good enough. But for God, you are right as you is. And I'm educated enough to know that that's not proper English, where somebody needs to hear the raw, actual factuals. Stop going to bed at night depressed and ashamed and overwhelmed that you feel like you are not good enough because of what somebody else said to you. When you start to endorse and believe an erroneous belief that you ain't all right as you is, then you'll start carving yourself up. You'll start trying to change yourself. I got more people going to speech therapists, going to this, going to that, because you want to enunciate and pronunciate in a manner that's more acceptable to the aristocratic elite. You take your choppy English, you take your too big, too small, too light, too dark self, and you walk with the pride, not the sinful pride of Satan, but the pride of knowing that God accepts you as you are. And if there are folk who are telling you that as you are, you're not good enough, do what I do some years ago. I had a friend inventory reduction sale. I got tired of people telling me that I need to do this, do that. I had 24 credentials behind my name at one point. Somebody said, Alfonso, what do all these credentials mean? And I looked up and I said, I think it means I overcompensated because the little boy who was called Black Spook Midnight and everything else was trying to get as many credentials behind his name. Why? So that you, others, can believe that I'm now acceptable. See me, love me. See, I got this. The more I got, the further I got away from what God had me do. So I dropped them all. If there's somebody in your world that's making you feel like or telling you that as you are currently constructed, that you ain't good enough, bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Or as Jay-Z would say, just kick it off your shoulder. As God made you, you are okay. If you want to get something done to your body, let it be because it's what you want. And not because you've been made to feel that you are unacceptable. Guys, you know what I love to say. I love you. God loves you just as you are. Be blessed. Take care. Bye-bye.